deflector shields from the thrusters on the right don't appear to be in any way, yeah, those ones, they don't appear to be in any way damaged, or there's no evidence of the thrusters being fired.
On some of them, it looks like that they got blasted by a little bit of steam. These ones don't, they're just wrinkled. Some of them have scorch marks on them like they were steamed. The actual fact, if this was an actual flying machine.
Yeah, that was supposed to be flying and in action.
Yes, if this was an actual flying machine, you're going to be landing on something that is so far off balance. And it never really struck me, but depends on which document you read. 19,100 pounds of fuel on the lower half. You still have like the so-called the helium bottle and whatever down there. But that is 19,100 pounds out of the 26,000 pounds of the entire craft. You still have full fuel tanks to take off with on the top half.
Yeah, you have, yeah.
That weight is up there. This thing is going to be changing as you are descending. It's going to react differently every time you hit the thrusters. And by the time you get to the ground, it's going to be so freaking sensitive.
It's going to be bouncing around all over the place.
You imagine getting even a little bit of reflective wave coming off the surface when you're landing. It's going to kick it out. Those little thrusters wouldn't be able to control that.
No, they wouldn't. Which is why helicopters have their blades on top of the machine.
This machine takes 6 times the attitude compared to a helicopter. Like if you wanted to start a forward movement and you just tilt a helicopter forward and you go.
A helicopter generates lift from its rotating blades. Adjusting the collective pitch changes the angle of all blades simultaneously, allowing the helicopter to increase or decrease in altitude. Adjusting the cyclic pitch will change the angle of each blade at specific parts of its rotation, creating more lift on one side, leading to forwards, backwards, and side-to-side motion. Changing the pitch of the tail rotor blades rotates the helicopter left or right, like a rudder.
5 degrees and it gently flies off. You have to go 30 degrees on this to do the same thing.
10 seconds. 10 seconds. Port stage pushed. Engine arm is S. Okay, I'm going to get the pro. 99, proceeded. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector are good. Ag thought. Pitch over. Roger, you have good thrust. Okay, 30 seconds. 308 your number. Okay, coming through 1,500 feet, and H-dot looks good. Roger, we've lost.
Ignition in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Countdown test complete.
HDS is powered off.
Awesome.
It's interesting, the Starship lander has rockets at the top of the craft to control it rather than at the bottom.
Yeah, and their legs have better articulation on them.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the movies, Star Trek movies and stuff like that, the legs land like the rear leg of like a grasshopper or something like that, right? Where they can set the vehicle down and up again. These are just, they come out, they're hard, and they've got one-time compression to absorb the shock, right? The crushable aluminum core in there that gets crushed down and it doesn't come back.
Yeah.
That in itself is absolutely stupid. You're not landing on a level surface.
But it's interesting, there is no picture that I'm aware of, I don't know if you've seen one, which shows the legs compressed in any way at all. On any of the 6 missions.
None of them.
So all this talk about compression and honeycombed shock absorbers is just so much flannel. It didn't exist. It doesn't need to exist because none of the craft...
I'll pull up the Apollo 15. You can see how deep that is in there. This is the leg that had replaced. This is the one that broke off. Here's the front side. This leg is longer. The secondary strap from here to here than this one is. So you expect that left hand side to be compressed, but it's not. Well, this one broke off. They actually had to make longer than the original leg. 32 inches down, and there's no compression on the foot. And if you look, this one is about another foot longer. It is. This is the one that's broken off. You can see that even the foot is different color here than this one because they had to replace this leg. And if you look at the video, of course, this side gets kicked up and broken off, and the secondary strap is laying on the ground in that landing sequence. The other thing you'll see in there, there's a strap that comes across. I guess it's to help stabilize it when they're lowering it down on the crane. They put an additional strap on. I guess so it doesn't swing around this way, sideways, and all that stuff when they're lowering it down. And you can see that flutter as well. So all that's identified. People looking at this like tweaker shot. It's not very good to call it a shanty shack.
And there are other countries that would call it a 2-story luxury condo because it actually has a canvas garbage bag, so that would make it the luxury unit, would it not?
And of
course, putting a rover in it would unbalance it quite significantly.
And of course, when they got back, after going up, there's only 2 guys. They came back, and of course, this was what happened. You know, the moon guys showed up there, and the engine all this because they were waiting on the rover. Yep. And these are the photographs that we got back. All this stuff is gone through. There's the actual, this is where they around, you can take this around like that. This is the articulating arm that brings the rover down onto the ground. And you can see this one's broken right over here. Yep. This one's broken, like this one's around, this broken. And here's the 2 articulating arms that swing down after the rover down onto the ground. They're broken right off. These little straps that were sitting there, I'm thinking would be actually open the door and stuff like that because they've got a little on themselves. This is the actual arm taking down the shocks. You can see the shocks here that open up and up and down. They came right through there, goes around these little pulley arms. And one on the side, as already seen, right? That's gone. Completely gone. That's what happens when it hit the ground. It hit so hard, it actually knocked the rover right off the machine. And they had to fix that quickly and override so they can come back and work on this. And of course, they missed out on one of the most essential things that the air Navy didn't have these guys come down the flag up and so they jumped on the rover, and for 2 missions they were gone. That is probably the biggest anomaly that they had.
So you can see on the rocket skirt, and you can see crease on both sides. So you compress. That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying, well, we better hard landing there, guys, so we chuck the features, and it'll fall apart. But no, we've got to get them over, off they go, both on the flag up.
The thing is, this is that regular, this still in the exhaust on Apollo 17.
Yep.
Which means it's the same vehicle.
Same vehicle.